What is going on, guys? It is Friday, the last day for IAAPA, and I'm heading back to get my final IAAPA experience in. I'm right now driving on I-4, passing Volcano Bay, driving on over to the Orange County Convention Center where IAAPA takes place. Yeah, we arrived here at the Orange County Convention Center. Time for IAAPA. As I mentioned earlier, everybody, we are here at the Orange County Convention Center. And I'll do a little bit of a zoom in over here on the IAAPA sign for the Attractions Expo welcoming us. And it is the last day, Friday. I was able to actually attend on Wednesday, and it's my second year attending IAAPA. And I gotta say, convention's awesome, so much to see and experience and also learn about. But the original video, or the first video I did, will be linked in the description. This will be my second day, so I'll be checking out some new things. One more view of the IAAPA Attractions Expo sign here at the Orange County Convention Center. And here's something very interesting. Across from the Orange County Convention Center, we can see SeaWorld over there along with Mako. And we'll do a zoom in for you guys, because the fact that you can see the tallest roller coaster in Orlando is pretty awesome. Once again, there is SeaWorld with Mako, Kraken, Unleashed in the background, and also the Sky Tower. Well, here we are at the IAAPA Attractions Expo, and can't wait to head in. Like I said earlier, I'll definitely try to cover as much as I can, specifically things I did not cover Wednesday during the first part of my experience here at IAAPA. This is cool. These are the lockers that I believe are used at the Universal Orlando Resort. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they have all kinds of different things here, not just rides and attractions, but also a lot of these services that are offered by different companies. So I started off with the Premier rides last time. I pretty much showed everything here at this booth, so we're gonna move on, but I like their booth. I think it looks awesome. SBF Visa Group has several rides on display this year. Here's one of them, and then they also have their Crazy 8 coaster in the background. I rode that 2 times on Wednesday, so if you want to see me riding this coaster right here, it's like a figure 8 coaster, definitely check out that video, like link in the description. But yeah, a lot of different rides here. I'm not going to ride this one unless I have time later, so we'll see about that. And this one is called Crazy Cabs. Looks pretty awesome. I don't really know if I've ever ridden anything like this. I think most of the companies are advertising some of their newer attractions and models, so that's pretty cool. And of course you have Mako on display, or at least the lead car. And I covered a lot of that actually when I was here Wednesday, so pretty awesome. And for those of you who did not know, Mako is a hypercoaster that is in operation at SeaWorld Orlando. B&M hypercoaster. It's definitely my favorite. And here is the Intamin booth, also covered in the previous video. And they have the boat on display for Infinity Falls, which will be coming to SeaWorld Orlando in 2018. Very excited about that, cannot wait. And there is Wave Breaker, which actually operates at SeaWorld, San Antonio, Texas. One thing I did not show you guys on my last visit was the Philadelphia Toboggan Coaster Company. So they're actually known in short as PTC. And here are some of their trains, or actually one of their trains on display. And you get a better look at that. I have ridden roller coasters in many PTC trains before. If we do a zoom in right over here, we actually have one of the trains for Wild One, and I've ridden probably those PTC trains more than any other coaster. Going down, we also have many other notable coasters, such as Thunderhawk. So they do actually manufacture trains for many different coasters, and it's pretty awesome that they're able to do that. But I just wanted to show you guys some of the trains right there. And here is another train on display for PTC. This one looks like a little bit more modernized, but pretty awesome. I gotta say, the factory coaster train is massive in person, very large scale. Since today is the very last day at IAAPA, some of the rides are not in operation, and it is likely that they'll not continue to be in operation or open up for the remainder of today, because Again, it is the last day and things are starting to come to a close. Just like each and every year, we see a lot of new innovative type rides and other cool things here on display at IAAPA. This is quite interesting, a water slide Ferris wheel, and essentially what it is that you would go into it with a tube, and it's supposed to be a long water slide, possibly for parks that are limited on space. And then turn around here. So they actually have the model on display. We'll check it out. They do have a video on display over here, which shows you sort of what the experience would be like.
So do the groups that we send in. So we kind of stuck in you're stuck in this body of water that it's a huge advantage, because a normal water slide you have to wet the entire slide, even though you're just using up a tiny bit of it to your boat. Thanks. The rafts are actually pushed into this corner, and the water flow to almost the same level as you started.
Just in case you guys were wondering what the company is that is going to manufacture or start manufacturing some of these slides, here's the company right here. I know they are starting to build some of them in some of the international parks around the world, but I hope to see some of them in the United States soon. I'm now over here by the Triotech booth, and Triotech is particularly known for their awesome dark rides. In fact, they have a few simulators actually on display. So over here, we have, like, I believe a virtual reality type of simulation or something of that nature. And then coming over here, they also have a Walking Dead survival attraction, but I don't know if that's virtual reality too. It's pretty cool that they can actually put these experiences here at IAAPA, especially for those who are involved in the industry, who, you know, work at different parks, and they can actually try the experience themselves and see if that's something they'd want at one of their parks. So another dark ride company is Sally, and they have actually developed some very nice animatronics. They have one on display this year. Very realistic, gotta say. Like, this guy right here, he looks real.
With lavish scenic spaces, filled with intricate detail. And at the end, want to explore the rest of the museum.
Over here is Mac, and they actually have a hanging TV displaying some of their rides. Again, the Mac booth. What's really cool is they're actually building a big attraction, they're manufacturing a big attraction for 2018, and that is Time Traveler going over to Silver Dollar City. And they have a train here on display. And of course, another view of the Mac Rides booth. I am now over here at the GCI booth, and I wanted to point out that they have Invader on display, or at least on the wall here. Here's a photo of Invader. It's not a full wooden coaster, the supports are all steel, and then the top, of course, the track is wood, which makes it a hybrid, I believe. They have a few of their lead cars on display. And here is one of them. Now, it's not branded for any specific coaster this year, it's just a generic one, but last year they did have both of the Invader ones on display. There are many interactive experiences here at IAAPA. What I really like is they have a mining company set up here, which actually has this interactive experience where you can take one of these shifters, you get to pour the contents of this bag into the shifter, and then when you take the shifter and slide it, you take all of the rocks, or all the rocks kind of disappear, and then you have the jewels and gems and everything, and that, I believe, is one of the newer attractions. I don't know if I have ever seen this on display at IAAPA, but they do have this at Busch Gardens Tampa, over by Cobra's Curse. By the way, the company is the Sandy Creek Mining Company, and not only do they sell the bags, but they also kind of manufacture, I guess, the whole structure here. It looks pretty awesome though. So I've done this before, but essentially what you want to do is you're going to pour all of the contents from the bag into this little shifter. You'll kind of shift it out, get rid of all of the sand, and then you'll be left with the jewels and the gems, and you'll then put them in this bag. And to identify them, you would need this card right here, which would tell you which jewels that you have collected. But yeah, so I'll show you guys this experience very quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it all here. That is all of it. Now what we'll do is we'll pick it up, gonna even it out a little bit, and then just kind of drop it in here and then continually move back and forth, probably a little bit more carefully, and we'll probably pick it up to drain some of the water here and there. Alright, and I believe we should be done, so we'll go ahead and looks like we have some nice rocks here. Nice little selection, diverse colors. So here's what I'll do now, gather all of them, kind of clean them off a little bit and put them into the bag. So here is the finished product, and then we can identify all of the rocks that we have gathered with this card right here. Pretty awesome. This is a very unique attraction, if I do say so myself. Of experiences like those are included with admission to IAAPA. There are really no separate charges or costs. All of the attractions within IAAPA, if you have an admission ticket, you can do everything. Here's something cool that they have on display. A little area where you can wash your hands, and you don't even have to walk into a restroom. You can just do it kind of outside in the open. I think more parks should have this. I showed you guys a model here on display at Gerstlauer, but they also have another one that I did not show you guys. If I come around here, as you guys can see, that looks like an insane coaster. Wow, does that look incredible. Vekoma has their booth set up here at IAAPA, and on this side of the booth we actually have a photo of the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Vekoma is also the ones who have manufactured the Tron Light Cycle Power Run coaster at Shanghai Disneyland. So they're actually known for a lot of different coasters, and also, you know, known for a lot of the Disney coasters. I don't believe they have Expedition Everest pictured, but they did manufacture that. So a lot of different coasters, and they're a great company. And I'll show you guys one more coaster that is manufactured by Vekoma. It actually operates at Universal Studios Japan. Very cool. It's sort of supposed to be a dueling coaster like Dragon Challenge, but definitely not B&M, so it's kind of a little bit different. And one coaster is actually inverted, while the other one is not. I actually just found the booth for Ride Entertainment, which is known for many different types of roller coasters and attractions. They're all rides, all sorts of different things. Here is the KMG booth. Now they are also a big company in the industry for lots of different types of rides, and they actually manufactured like the Claw, and I believe this is kind of like some of the LEDs that would be on the Claw. So they have some cool like LEDs. I like how a lot of their attractions have those, but you might see their attractions at amusement parks, some, you know, state fairs and all sorts of different things. So I've been on several of the rides before, and I've been on the Tango. That's just like the name for the design. And then I've also been on Move It, which is pictured here. It's a fun ride, like swings back and forth. It's kind of like a claw. I am now here by the Skyline Attractions booth. They have some pamphlets or information guides that they're giving out, and this one is for the Skywarp, which is actually set up right here on display, the model. It says do not touch, but we can still get a nice view, and check that out. So what's gonna happen is they'll have two separate trains, and they'll be cycling through at the same time. Now it's starting up, and this is pretty cool. So not only is it on display, but it's moving. They have the vehicle here on display for the Harley Quinn Crazy Coaster, and wow, does that look pretty awesome. Maybe I'll get a chance to try it out. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in 2018. We'll see. Here's an animation that was actually released by Six Flags in early September. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, that's going to open up at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in 2018. Cannot wait to ride it. Here's a very cool ride design that they have introduced. Now I do not believe that any of the parks are adding this in 2018, but we could see something as early as 2019. Not entirely sure, but this looks incredible. I mean, wow, does that look like one heck of a coaster. This model is actually called the Horizon, or the Skywarp Horizon. Look at that. So it follows the same idea as the other two models, where you have two trains on the track, but this one's a little bit different, and it looks like they have an inversion right here. So yeah, I don't know if any parks are adding this in 2018, but this is truly innovative. So I really did enjoy the spinning 8 coaster on my last trip here, and I think I would like to ride it again, so I think I should be getting a ride on it in just a moment. Here at the Whirly Drink Works, they're actually giving away their cups since it's the last day, it's Friday. So we might be actually able to grab one of these Hershey Park ones, and they have a bunch of cups around the stand. I thought these ones looked the coolest, but they also had a few Volcano Bay ones and some Universal ones as well. Those have been claimed, but we're definitely going to go for the Hershey ones. Or at least this one right here. Now, they did say that I'm welcome to take one of the cups, anything I'd want to. So anyways, I think I'm gonna grab this one, but I really appreciate it, and I am going to thank them in the video. And once again, the company is Whirly Drink Works. Alrighty guys, well, I just found Beaver Tails, which has some awesome food that they're giving away, so we're gonna try some of it. But they're mainly known in like Canada, like they're kind of a Canadian chain, but they do have some stands and locations throughout many parks in the US. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna try it. Now their stand does look a little bit different than what it actually looked like last year, so it's more of a cabana this year. Looks like they're just about to run out of product, like very soon, so I guess they have the last tails right there. They're about to fry. Here are their general menu items. Now, they're not actually serving all of these today, but these are some of the items that you would normally see at a Beaver Tails restaurant. Since they are based out of Canada, they actually do have poutine, which I've never tried. Like, I've never been to a Beaver Tails location, but if I ever do go to Canada, the first thing I'll do is go to a Beaver Tails to try the poutine. And some of their proud partners, they're actually a lot of restaurants or Beaver Tails at many of the parks featured right here, especially Cedar Fair, which operates in Canada. These are today's samples right here. Alrighty, so I got my Beaver Tail, and they did not have chocolate left, but they did have cinnamon sugar, so it's right here. They had very few left, so it's a good thing I found Beaver Tails in time. Wow guys, I just tried it, and that is so good. I don't know why more parks like in the Orlando area don't have Beaver Tails. I think Beaver Tails should be all over Orlando. It is amazing. Well, that was Beaver Tails. I gotta say, that's a good place right there. If there's one place that I wish Orlando had, or one like restaurant that I feel like should really be in Orlando, that's Beaver Tails. I think there should be standalone locations, not just like pop-up, you know, stands at theme parks, but actual locations. Because wow, Beaver Tails is amazing. And I've had it last year, I've had it this year, it's awesome. So definitely worth trying if you are able to make it out to IAAPA. They're usually here every year, so definitely try. Here's a little bit of a look at the process for kind of putting the cinnamon on the Beaver Tail. Pretty cool. You can also get lemon with yours, but I chose not to get lemon. This is Christina with Beaver Tails, and she's gonna tell us a little bit about the company.
So Beaver Tails is actually a Canadian company. We're celebrating our 40th birthday next year, and we are a cracked wheat pastry that we hand stretch to the shape of a beaver's tail. We float cook it in canola oil and top it with one of our 9 flavors.
All right, well thank you very much, I appreciate it, and you guys have an awesome product.
Thank you.
I'm about to try Smart Fruit. They have some samples here at their booth. All right, here we go. That's really good. That's flavorful. I like it. At one of the stands, they actually have French fries on display here that you can try. Take a toothpick. I believe they have sweet potato fries, regular, all sorts of different kinds. Well, Beaver Tails is now shutting down. They have distributed all of the Beaver Tails, and there are no more. But I actually lucked out. I came right in the nick of time, got a Beaver Tail, and I'm very happy, and it was very good. As you guys can tell, I love Beaver Tails. So hopefully soon, some of the Orlando parks will add Beaver Tails. I thought at one point somebody told me that some of the like fun spots had a Beaver Tails stand, but I'm not entirely sure. I should probably check on that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if they still have those stands or if that was like a temporary thing. We are now about to check out Pro Slide, which has pretty much manufactured all of the water slides over at Universal's Volcano Bay. They even have a few models on display, so let's check it out. Again, almost every water slide at Universal's Volcano Bay, I believe every water slide is Pro Slide, and they manufacture some incredible water slides. And they have a few Volcano Bay photos over here. Do a little zoom in. We have the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster, and then I believe the Hanu Ika Moana coaster, or not coaster, the water slide. They have some footage from Volcano Bay, which is pretty cool. I believe all of the footage shown was shot by the Universal Orlando Resort. And yeah, and they just have it like continually playing. I believe all of this footage was shot on the opening day. Most of it was probably shot on the opening day. I was actually there for that. This is a pretty awesome slide, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a hill. They do have that shown, but they could like build supports for it, I assume. We have a model for a water coaster that is actually coming on over to Hershey Park. I have been on many of their water coasters, such as the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster and also the Mile High Flyer over at Waterworld in Denver, Colorado. But I must say, they are incredible. Here's a model on display for one of the water coaster that actually operates over at Holiday World. And just wanted to show you guys many of the companies that they have worked with in the past. They also have SeaWorld over here on this side. But yeah, as you guys can see, they worked with a lot of different companies to make these water slides come to life. Here is a company that actually manufactures like alpine coasters. They have a few different types of models right here. I've never been on an alpine coaster. I've always wanted to, but they're just not really located in the Orlando area. Generally up north or you know, in the west. So I'm over here by the Intamin booth, and I actually grabbed one of these little packets right here. And then they have many of the different attractions that they have worked on in the past. Intimidator 305 right there. And as we open it on up later on, we should be able to see pretty much every model they have. I know I showed this earlier in the video, but I cannot get enough of the Infinity Falls boats. Like, look at that. That looks awesome. So on the rim of the boat we have Sea Collective right there, and then of course on these little bags attached to the seats, Infinity Falls. I love the story that SeaWorld Orlando has to tell with the attraction, and I cannot wait to experience it when it opens. As you guys can see, Intamin works with a lot of parks to do a lot of different things. So in the past, they've built monorail systems, giant wheels, simulators and dark rides, and then of course raft rides like the one right there. But yeah, many different types of rides and attractions that they can make. They're most known for their coasters, but of course they do have a lot to offer. I believe I have pretty much experienced everything that I wanted to see here at IAAPA, and this brings me back to the B&M booth to show you guys a little bit more than what I showed you previously, but I pretty much showed everything in the first video. So if you really want that full B&M booth experience or tour, definitely check out the first video. And you know, seeing Mako here on display has kind of got me in the mood to riding Mako, so I think after I leave I might go ahead and head over to SeaWorld to get a ride on Mako.
Oh my god. What the final? How many the final? How many I'll go again. Yes. I'll say quarter final. Are we final?
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. The Crazy 8 coaster is no longer in operation as of right now. Does look like the operators have left. So I would assume that IAAPA is pretty much closing up right now. Everything's kind of coming to an end. But I hope you guys enjoyed everything. You know, from the videos that I put out for IAAPA. And of course we'll be back next year. I think next year I'll try to get back here a lot more, because I really only went 2 days out of the week this year. But definitely expect a lot more coverage for next year's IAAPA. And, you know, of course more theme park videos over the year. But I gotta say, love IAAPA. There's just so much to see here, so much to experience. It really is phenomenal. So I give it up to IAAPA for creating an all-time amazing event. Really gotta love it. But anyways, here is the Crazy 8 coaster again. And right here we can see the wheel assembly for Mako. Same thing going on out there in the front, and rather large wheels. The Whirly drink work stand is pretty much coming to a close. They have given away all of the souvenir mugs on display. Not something that they generally do every year, so every IAAPA they give away the mugs and other souvenir bottles that they happen to have on display, because I guess they have already shown them all off, but very cool. And we were able to get a Hershey mug, not the Six Flags Holiday in the Park one, but I should be going Holiday in the Park in the near future, so I'll try to get one when I'm at Six Flags. I am now going to show you guys the Zier booth right here, and they have just mostly photos of their rides and of course a video screen showing them in action. They do not have any like trains on display, but they are known for some iconic coasters. Well, I just had to point this out. I did not notice this at the Attractions Expo, but I did notice while editing the video. If you look at the photo all the way on the left, you do see a very nice looking Zier booth, and then you see a caption under it saying, "Our booth got lost, but we are here to help you." And then on the right side, the caption reads, "No booth, but real nice people are waiting for you." So what's really interesting is they lost their booth. Now, how they lost their booth, not entirely sure. Maybe the truck that was supposed to deliver it just didn't deliver it on time. There obviously was some kind of issue, but very interesting. They were able to kind of set up a temporary booth, and they did a pretty good job, I mean, for the little time they had. So did want to point that out, but Zier is still a great company, and I'm sure that next year they'll have a better looking booth. But no problem with them. Just saying. I think that's funny that they had that on there. One of the well-known coasters that Zier is known for manufacturing is Verbolten at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and I've ridden that coaster many times. I've also been able to go behind the scenes and get tours of the entire area. I've been inside the control booth, so Verbolten is, you know, a very high-tech coaster.
The 2017 IAAPA Attractions Expo has come to an end. Attendees, and especially all children, must be escorted off the show floor immediately. We look forward to seeing you again next year.
Yeah, it's over in there, taking down things already. That's crazy. So we'll be back next year for the 2018 IAAPA Expo. It's going to be crazy next year, but I'm going to try to cover as much as I can. But I feel like I've covered a lot this IAAPA, so I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover, and I appreciate you guys for watching. But we're going to get out of here. I like how the Intamin booth looks with all of the lights out, or pretty much all of the overhead lights out. Here's something very interesting that Intamin is working on, or has worked on in the past, a 3D dark ride in addition to having the seats rotate. I think that's a very cool idea. Now, it's not too different than, you know, a ride like Soarin' or Flight of Passage at Disney's Animal Kingdom, but the fact that it rotates is very cool and different than the you know, typical ride or dark ride. So I would like to see this at more parks in the future, but we'll see if it happens. It seems as if they are beginning to take apart the Mako train piece by piece, and they'll be taking it back to SeaWorld Orlando. Now, this is actually just the lead car for one of the 3 trains that operates over at Mako, so this will be going back to the park, and then I'm sure we'll be seeing it back on track soon. Well, that's it, IAAPA. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. I gotta definitely make sure to spend a lot more time at IAAPA next year. It is an all-time, well-rounded, fun event. Like, and I said this in the other vlog, whether you're like with a park or just with a vlog, or, you know, have any interest in the amusement industry, then IAAPA is definitely for you. And there's so much to see, there's so much to do. It's great. So long, IAAPA. See you next year. I am now driving on I-4, and I happen to be passing a Pandora The World of Avatar billboard. Now Frozen Ever After. We'll see if anything else pops up. Oh yeah, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Yeah. I am now passing Universal's Volcano Bay water theme park at night, and holy cow, can we make this like a tradition, always end off the vlog with Volcano Bay at night, driving down I-4? I think we should. But does that look amazing? Like, wow. I need to get back to Volcano Bay. I know I always say that, but I really do. I like that billboard right there.